So for the Curtis P, you're either taking one or two, where'd those guys roll? One or two dumbbells. Oh, that guy's out there. Okay, we'll use these ones instead. They're a little bit less burly. So you're coming down into a clean from the ground up to the shoulders. And then if this is really uncomfortable for you, do the lunges first, then clean them up. So clean up to the shoulders, lunge, right leg, lunge, left leg, and then into a push press. So then you come back down, that's 1 rep. So you can see how we're only doing 4, 5, or 6 of those in the entire minute, because it's a pretty slow movement. Secondly, I'll show you just a little bit what you can do without, or if you have a bag. So secondly, you're gonna come into swings, hinging at the hip, snapping those glutes forward. I just want a normal Russian swing, so don't worry about bringing the kettlebell or the weight up above your head. If you have a weight that's really light, instead of the swings, come into a little bit more of a strict RDL. So I go slower with that each time. With the double unders, you're hitting 40. If you're gonna do single unders and just go 1 rotation through with your jump rope, hit 60. So you're right here. You guys know what double unders are. This is a good workout. If you're somewhat proficient at double unders or you're just practicing them, it's a good one to practice it on because 40 isn't an insurmountable amount to get in within that minute. Lastly, the 1-arm thruster. So from here, you're gonna get that weight kind of back to where we had it almost for the lunge, but you're not having the elbow all the way up into the air. Squatting yourself down, press it up above that head. Squat yourself down, press it up above that head. So that rep range in there is going to be your total reps. So if you're gonna do 10, you're doing 5 each arm and then resting. And then we'll come back into those Curtis P's. So we'll get warmed up. And then before we get started, I'll show you if you have like a weird bag or something like that, or just one weight that's a little bit wonky, how to do some of those movements too that work a little bit better. So just to start off, come and do a nice, easy reach through, open on up into a T. I gotta resituate myself just a little bit because I forgot that the garage door is right here. So reach yourself back, open up wide, up at that chest. Good, so next up, I just want to see easy lunge for me. I want you to come slow yourself down, activate through that front glute each time, spend a little bit of time down at the bottom, and just alternate yourself back and forth. Chest up nice and tall. 2. So take your time onto these. With the Curtis P's, I don't know if anybody's done them before, but they're gonna be a challenging exercise, even 4 of them. So we're gonna wanna take our time with them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Feet together, we're gonna come into a just half quarter squat, in and out jumps for me. Slow control, chest up tall, land softly on those feet too. We have a decent number of double unders today, not a crazy amount. This is a little bit more of a strength-based workout. So we want to really focus on form and that activation with each movement. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Step yourself back, open up at the chest, and stretch through that hip flexor. So front of the hip gets pushed forward for me too. Take your time on these babies, open up that chest. We got a lot of pressing today. So open up at those shoulders each time. Gonna hit another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. What I just wanna see next, just a hip hinge, sit the butt back, squeeze the glutes forward. Almost like you're in a glute bridge down on the ground. This is a little different than when we were just reaching up and open, so I want you to really reach backward, squeeze through those glutes. Trying to turn them on. We're doing a lot of hip hinging, and we are doing a decent amount of pulling from the ground too, so we want to try to activate those glutes, protect that back from doing a lot of the work. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So I want you to just grab your weight right now. You're going to start to loosen you up a little bit more. Feet out wide. You're going to come down and do a squat just with one arm. Take these slow control 2, core tight. So I just want to come down into a pull. So I'm using my legs, using my torso to help rotate a little bit and back down. Control them on the way down. We'll go about 20 seconds one side, 20 seconds that other side. If you're already moving, it looks like everybody is. We're going to switch up to that other side in about 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch them on up. Same thing, opposite side. Try to give me just a little bit of rotation. And you're trying to punch that elbow back almost here as opposed to just pulling it right upright next to you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. You can scoot that one off to the side. We'll come into a set of moon to skies. So down to a nice deep squat. Spend as much time as you need to. Down here, feet are out nice and wide, knees are out wide. And just stretching through those hips and hamstrings. It's a great, great movement to really kind of feel where you're at and figure out where you're at. And if you're ready to hit some of those little bit heavier squats down the road. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. We're going to be back into another squat. So feet are out wide once again. And I want you to squat yourself down. Open up one arm at a time. Come into a squat stance back up. So you're almost coming down into this overhead squat, standing back up. Alternate which arm you lead with first. And just keep switching back and forth. Try to really open up through that chest and stretch that back a little bit. This is going to be pretty somewhat uncomfortable for some of y'all too. But we really want to try to open out wide as we can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Walk them on forward and back into an inchworm. So once you get down to the end, add a push-up if you want to, and walk yourself back. Slow, steady, and control. I want a lot of time on those shoulders, a lot of time on those hands. 2, control yourself down on that push-up. Walk them on back in. Gonna hit 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, coming through. We're gonna not worry about your jump rope right now, but what I just wanna see is feet together, imaginary line or a real one, just jumping left to right for me. So land with both those feet at the same time. Nice soft landing too. We will be hitting double unders in a little bit. We're gonna go 3 seconds, then switch front to back. 2, 1, go. Front to back for me. Still light, light, light on those feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Same thing, sir, pretty simple. This time I want you to just come into a calf raise. So I'm coming into a full calf raise and then rocking back onto my heels. So I'm gonna try to pull my toes towards the ceiling and then into a full calf raise. So we're trying to do a little bit larger range of motion through those ankles and the calves. Don't worry about speed on any of these two. We're just trying to get through that range of motion. Gonna hit 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. One foot's up. I just want you to come in, out. So we're just going to the same leg to start. Once again, we're just trying to get through a little different range of motion, trying to really prep those ankles up for those double unders. So stick with the same ankle for now. If you have some type of old ankle injury or something like that, a lot of times this can feel funky or just feel really awkward because you don't have a lot of range of motion. But it's important to kind of keep moving through. Coming to just one set of ankle circles, and then we'll switch up, same thing, other side. So coming inversion, eversion, out to the side, right on back in. Everybody's still standing during this exercise, so props to y'all. No one's fallen over and lost their balance. Coming to a couple of rotations, and then you can ease back. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Okay, so last couple, we're going to kind of get you into it. Grab your weight one more time. So we're going to use this for the next few rounds. So the next two things. So I'm going to show you right now. If you only have one weight, and if it's, let's say, a little bit heavier or something that's a little bit unruly, what I would suggest is coming from here. So this might be a little bit too heavy for me. Pulling it up at the chest, catch it into that clean, lunge, lunge, and then press it up above your head. If you have a weight that's maybe a little bit more of a medium zone, but you only have one, you can also clean it right here, lunge, lunge, press it up above that head, back down. So then I would clean it into the next rep and again. So if you're doing 4, you would do 2 each side. If you're doing 6, you can do the math. If you're doing 5, break it up however you want, just make sure they're even. So we're gonna practice those just a little bit right now. If you have 2 weights, remember, down to the ground, boom, up to the shoulders, lunge, lunge, press yourself up. If range of motion is an issue, I don't want you to come here, 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 and then reach down to the ground to touch the ground. Stop and do a little bit of a half squat, clean them up. So you're finding what you're gonna be doing. Remember, if you have a really kind of oblong object, bring it to the chest, lunge, lunge, press up. So let's just go 3 reps of these. I just wanna go 3 reps, take them slow and steady, clean it up, lunge, lunge, press up above your head, back down to the ground. You guys can get those started. I'll watch those on out. If anybody has questions on this movement too, just let me know. This can be a little bit tricky to get the timing down sometimes. You'll come up into a clean and want to press it right up above your head. So just take your time with these babies. Trying to figure out right now too, maybe how many reps you're gonna do during that EMOM. So it looks like everybody's got about 3 of these babies done. Perfect. Next up, gonna grab your weight again. Gonna move into the swings. Gonna go into a full set of 10 right here. So thinking about how long this takes you, how difficult it is on either of these movements and on the squats, I want you to really keep a nice straight back. Activate the glutes, drive them forward. So just between the legs, snap those hips forward for me. Glutes are strong. Like I said, if you have a really light weight, something like this, a slower, more controlled straight leg deadlift, it's probably going to get you a little bit more activation than you'd want or than you should shoot for. If you guys want to crank this up too and do a 1-arm swing, I had this initially programmed as kind of a unilateral workout. Feel free to do 1-arm swings, just alternate the reps. So do half one way, half the other. Okay, next up, we're just gonna do 1 set of double unders too. So pretty simple right here. If y'all are doing singles or if you're jumping in place, give me 60 of those. So give me 60 of those. Otherwise, right now, I just want you to try to shoot for a nice easy set of 20 double unders. So if you don't have a jump rope too, you can come right here into this kind of penguin jump, jump up, tap your hips 2 times with each jump. I think everybody's been here enough where they know what to do if they don't have a jump rope. 3, 2, 1, go. Looks like everybody's already jumping anyway, so you guys are on point. Abby, did you get a new jump rope or not? It looks like you're standing around lost, not having a jump rope.
I already did my 28 double unders. And
okay, perfect.
I
guess that new jump rope is just that fast already, or you're just that in tune with it. Okay, y'all can relax. So last thing, we're just gonna practice that one arm thruster. So if you guys have a kettlebell, what you're gonna wanna do is, I don't even think I saw anybody have a kettlebell, but loop your hand into that handle. Don't let the wrist just flop back. Nice and strong squat down. Press yourself up nice and strong up above that head. Same thing with the dumbbell. It's a little bit trickier to hold on to. Don't hold it out in front, but you can hold it up a little bit further by the shoulder. If you really need to stabilize it just a little bit with that other arm, I want you to try to do it as little as possible. But it's a strong press up, down, press them on back, up. So don't switch each rep, switch halfway through. So right now what I just want to see, everybody do 10 total, so 5 each arm. Good, trying to come down to that full squat too. One thing I do want to kind of see, don't let that shoulder get so far out to the side. When we start that movement, elbow should be pretty and tight, not necessarily way out to here. So use that shoulder to help rest that weight on. Good, good, good. Okay, so right now what I just want you to do, think a little bit about what reps you're gonna be doing. Because like I said, the 4, 5, or 6, if you do 4 of the Curtis P's right away and you're done within 20, 30 seconds, should be doing another rep or maybe 2 more reps even. But we want it to be pretty decently heavy, especially with that first movement. We're gonna go through this 4 times so you have opportunities to increase or decrease the number of reps. But we wanna try to nail it in that you're working for somewhat about 30, 40 seconds. Each movement is gonna be a little bit different though. So grab some water, get yourself ready to rock and roll. I do have a playlist here specifically for this workout if anybody wants it. So it starts off with a 12-minute song and goes right into a 4-minute and 11-second song. It's a perfect transition, and if you can work out to 12 minutes of Meatloaf and get after it pretty well, then you have a lot of self-will power and drive, so props to y'all. I'm gonna put one more caveat on this. If anybody wants to, when I did this earlier, I just kind of gave myself and said, you have to do 50 V-ups during the course of those 16 minutes. So you can do those whenever you want. If you don't want to, just take them out. It's just a little added bonus if you want to kind of challenge yourself a little bit more even. But otherwise, grab your weight, grab your dumbbells, whatever you're going to use to start off for those Curtis P's. We're only shooting 1 minute of work each time. You are going to be able to rest during this time frame too. So grab your weights. I'm going to get this baby started right here, and then we'll go ahead and get started in just a second. Okay, gonna start you up. First set, I'll let you know when you can rest and relax. Hit that rep number. If you just want to test out 4 right now, test out 4 right now. Starting up in 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So Curtis P's first. Clean them up, lunge, lunge, press upward. Clean it back up, lunge, lunge, press upward. On that clean, it's really important, chest up tall. Right here. Lunge out. Lunge out. Press them up above that head. Right into that next rep. You guys got 30 seconds here, so if you've already scooted through your reps, maybe add a rep next time through. We want this one to be a pretty consistent movement that whole time. But you're only doing 4, 5, or 6. You got 10 more seconds to get them in. If you don't, then decrease that number down for the next round. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch them on up into the swings. So snapping those hips forward. You guys got 15 of these, 15. So strong exhale here too. This one, you're usually going to be doing work for a little bit of a less amount of time than, let's say, the Curtis P's or some of the other movements. So if you're doing some of those V-ups, it's a good opportunity to maybe crank some of those V-ups in. 30 seconds left here, 30 seconds left here. Got double unders coming up next. So whenever you finish those reps, you're just resting for the rest of that minute. Got 5 seconds left, and then you're going to get into the double unders right away. 3, 2, 1, go. 40 double unders, 40 double unders. If this is something, like I said, you're really proficient at double unders, or Abhi, if you just love these two, and you've been on a practice of them for a while, you can feel free to do 50 of them. I wouldn't really go past 60, though. You want to give yourself a little bit of time to rest. If you're doing those penguin taps up here too, nice steady jump. I want you to try to get some height with those jumps too. We're up at 30 seconds. If your first round of double unders is a little rough too, feel free just to ease yourself on back. Just calm yourself down and ready yourself back up. Coming up on 15 seconds, 15 seconds. Last rep or last exercise in this set, you're into that one arm thruster, squat them down, press that baby up above that head. 3, 2, 1, go. Either coming into 10, 12, or if you have a really light weight for you, you can go all the way up to 14 if you want. But we want to make this something that's going to be a challenge, but you're going to be able to get done. You really need a little bit of stability, pop it right here, but otherwise we're just trying to stick to one arm. We got 30 seconds done, 30 seconds to go. So finish up whatever reps you got. Otherwise, just rest them on up right now. We're right back into the Curtis P's next. Nice deep squat, as deep as you can. Into that squat, chest up tall too. Chest up tall for me. 10 more seconds of rest. So adjust your reps as you need to now. If you maybe hit 4 reps last time at the Curtis P's and you cranked through them, bump them up to 5 or 6. 2, 1, clean up, lunge, lunge, press upward. Clean up, lunge, lunge, boom. Press them on upward. You can do 2 options here too with that press. Strict press, or if you need to dip down and use those legs a little bit, dip down and use those legs. Big key component too on that press. If you're going to come into that push press, don't let those knees dip forward. You want to push press, sit the butt back, boom, drive those hands and those arms up above that head. This is the work or the exercise we want to work the longest at. So we want to push yourself probably for about 40 seconds. We're at 40 right now. So you probably want to be closing in to finishing up right there, but you're getting there, getting there, getting there. Swings are up next. Swings are up next. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving on to the swings. If your weight also is just a little bit lighter than you normally use to, switch them into American swing. Bring that kettlebell or that weight, whatever you have, all the way up above that head. You can do that one arm, 2, bring them up a little bit higher than you maybe normally would. We mostly want to focus on the hips and the glutes right here. But like I said, if it's super light, throw them up a little bit higher. Come up at eye level. Same thing here too. If anybody's cranking out those 50 V-ups, feel free. This is a great time to do them right now. You got 20 seconds left. Back into those double unders. If you hit all 40 double unders in one set, I might suggest cranking them up to maybe 50. So like I said, don't go past 60. We just want to keep this to really bump the heart rate up to get into that strength a little bit more. 3, 2, double unders, 1, go. Yeah, I got 3. That's pretty good. If you're hitting those double unders, pretty difficult to kind of teach through. that screen. But we want to try to keep the elbows in as tight as possible, not necessarily letting those elbows waver and drag way out to the side. Sometimes when we get out of control, we'll start doing double unders with our arms way out here. I know my form usually goes to heck once I start to get tired or once I start to do a heck of a lot of them. We got 25 seconds left here. Finish it up on round 2. 15 left. So these thrusters too are something that if you would maybe normally use a 25-pound weight and you only have 10, go up even past 12, because with a 10-pound or a 15-pound, you normally use 35, gonna be super easy. 3, 2, 1, go. One arm thruster, all the way on up. When you come with that weight, try not to lean to one side. So that weight's gonna wanna pull you over to that side. I want you to try to fight as much as you can with that core. Stay stable, stay strong. Drive yourself straight upward. Good pushes, y'all, good pushes. Keep them coming. We're at 30 seconds right here. If you haven't switched to that other side, probably want to switch to that other side. We always want a little bit of rest during this time frame. We're going to be coming up on halfway after this number. I guess Meatloaf is probably still playing for another 4 minutes, and then we get to switch off it from there. I doubt anyone's actually listening to Meatloaf, or props to you if you are. 10 seconds, we're back to the Curtis P's. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So if you don't necessarily have that range of motion, just clean right to here. You can even come into a hang clean, up to the shoulders, lunge, lunge. Consistency on those lunges is what we're shooting for. Chest is up tall. Use that front leg and that glute to drive yourself back each time. We want to try to work as much as possible. So we're at 30 seconds right now. We want at least 40 seconds of work for these Curtis P's. So keep doing these reps at least until you hit that 40-second mark, which is coming up in 3, 2, 1. If you're not done with your reps, keep them moving, because those swings, we always have a little bit more of a rest in between them. 10 seconds here, 10 seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So if you want to roll one arm swings, right here. I feel like every dumbbell I have in here is attacking me today. I've almost been knocked over about 3 different times by them. Good work, good work. Good swing, Kenna. Good work, Steve, throwing that bell up. I think that looks like a kettlebell, actually. Throw that weight up as quick as you can. Drive, drive, drive with those hips each time, too. Hitting 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Last 20 right here, we crank into those double unders. Ten left. I was gonna say, Abby, I saw you resting for a bit after about 10 seconds. It's like he cranked through those swings. 3, 2, 1, double unders. Crank through these 40. So if you're pretty proficient, push through the 40 as quick as you can. Use that time to rest. Use that time to hit some of those V-ups. Or you can go up to 50. I'll only say that a few more times because we only got one more set of double unders left after this, baby. Keep at him, y'all. Keep at him. Nice and light on those feet. Soft landing still each time, too. Pushing another 30 seconds. Then we're into that clean, or we're into that thruster, We're rolling one last set of everything after these thrusters. We got a break after that one. Pushing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them on up to that chest. Squatting down, nice and strong for me too. Give me that strong press. Other arm is out away from that other leg. 2. Core's tight, tight, tight when you come down to that squat. We don't want to be leaning out to one side. On these last 4 sets, you got 20 seconds left here. Connect with yourself. If you need to increase those reps, push them. We got a longer break after these babies. If each of these rounds has been easy, bump the reps on those Curtis P's and those thrusters. You got 5 seconds left. One last set of the Curtis P's. 3, 2, 1, go. Clean that baby on up, lunge, lunge. Sticking consistent, sticking consistent. Full extension, Noah on that press, get them all the way up. Drive them up towards that sky. Good work, good work. Ken, if you want to make that a little tougher, pull that into a squat clean too. I don't know how heavy that thing is, but you can pop them into a squat clean if you want to crank them up just a bit too. Pushing another 20 seconds here, get those reps in, and then you can relax. Moving back into the swings. If you set out with that goal to do those 50 V-ups too, and you don't have any done right now, this set of swings is going to be a great time at least to get as many as you can in. So push yourself. If you said, it's a little difficult, I don't necessarily want to do them anymore, still try to get a few in. 3, 2, 1, go. Thirty seconds left. I want you to try to do these last few in as few sets as possible too. I don't know how many V-ups you got left, Kenna, but you're cutting it close. We got 2 sets left. Double unders, thrusters after this, baby. Push 10 more seconds, and then we're back into the double unders. Last set, last set. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hitting that 40 still, or you're up to 50. Going for speed, going for speed. Remember, if you're doing singles, hitting 60 reps of those babies. If 60 reps of singles is real challenging, keep them back at 50 or 40. Doesn't matter too much. We just got one exercise left after this, baby. With that jump rope, trying to just move through those wrists. This probably wasn't the best form cue right here. Just random wrist movement, but trying to keep it nice and tight. Trying to keep them nice and tight to that body. Hit another 20 seconds, and you can relax. Last set of these thrusters. If anybody wants a real challenge, I'm gonna admit I didn't do this when I did this workout. I thought of saying work the entire minute for these thrusters on the last set, or you can just do the 10 or 12. 3, 2, 1, go. Last set of thrusters, last set of thrusters. If anybody did decide to work that entire minute, I'll let you know when 30 seconds is up. But it's a lot, it's a lot. Take your time on these babies. Steady, strong squats. Don't worry about working that whole minute if you don't want to. Just get those reps in. Stay consistent to what you were doing before. We're 20 seconds left here. Strong press, strong press. You guys are at 30 seconds right now. So if you've been going that whole minute, you can switch up. Otherwise, just crank up the rest of the reps you have. We're going to take about a 3 to 4 minute break after this one. And then we got one chipper to finish up. Almost done, almost done. Keep them fighting, keep them fighting. Catch your breath after this, baby, too, and then grab some water. 10 seconds left. Good work, Kenna. Good work, Steve. Keep at them. Almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax, relax. Catch your breath, y'all. grab some water, take plenty of time right here, and then just scoot back into the camera at some point. I'm gonna go through what we are going to do next. So I'm gonna scoot there in just a bit, but we'll be ready to get after that in a touch. We're shooting for this next portion to finish in around 10 to 12 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. So you're just gonna need your weight and your jump rope again to finish up right here. So we've done chippers before. I think most of y'all know what they are. That just means you have to finish all of one exercise before moving on to the next one. So this next portion, I'm gonna post it one more time here. I forgot to copy the L, but whatever. So we're moving into one set of Curtis P's. So the only difference here is that you're gonna do twice as many of the reps you were doing. So if you were doing 4 each round, you're gonna shoot for 8 in a row. If you were doing 5 each round, you're gonna shoot for 10 in a row. Feel free to adjust that too. So if you were doing 5 each round and that turned out to be way too many, crank it down to 8. Crank it down to 6 if you really need to too. Then you're gonna move to 20 double unders. So the double unders are always meant to be just a quick little burst of double unders. We have 2 consecutive rounds of rows and push-ups. So I'll show you what that looks like right here. We're gonna do bent over rows. So if you have 2 dumbbells, you got a few options. Just coming into alternating rows. If both of them are really light, you can come into a set of just 2-arm rows. But main goal here is we wanna try to keep them pretty quick the entire time. So if your weights are decently heavy, something you can do is hold it by the side right here and just do the exact same motion, but you're just pulling one weight with 2 arms. So you're gonna do 20 total of those, drop down 20 push-ups, 20 double unders again, and then another set of the rows and push-ups. If for some reason your weight is just crazy out of whack where it's way too heavy, crank those down to 10. You can feel free to, or maybe do like a snatch and use your legs with it. So it's 20 reps all the way through. Once you finish the rows and the associated double unders with them, you're gonna move into a set of straight leg deadlifts. So same motion we were doing with these swings. This is just a slower, more controlled motion. Taking your time with those babies. I don't want you to go crazy quick with them. Don't get to the point where I'm starting to reach down to the ground. You're really probably only going to go to maybe a little bit below the knees, mid shin level, something along the lines of that. 20 more double unders, and then we finish with 40 single weight thrusters. So main goal with this is kind of the front cap and the end cap are 2 grinder of movements, and then the next or the rest of them are all pretty different enough that we want to try to fly through them. So the difference with the thrusters on this round is you're still only using 1 weight, but you're going to hold them in the middle of your chest and use both arms. So you have a few options with that. You can hold them just the way I did. If you had a dumbbell, you can hold either end of the dumbbell. 2, if you have a kettlebell, you can hold them by the horns out by the side, or by the actual bell, press them up above that head. 2, it's kind of your prerogative. So my main goal with this one is I want you to try to get these done in as few rounds as possible. So on the Curtis piece, try to hit that in 1 set. On the single weight thrusters, try to do those in as few rounds as possible. So crank a set of 15. Hold on to that weight, maybe walk around a little bit, move on to the next one. Rows and push-ups, adjust down to 10 or 15 if you need those. So push-ups are always really scalable, but all over the place. We don't want to do these middle reps in more than 2 sets. So if they're taking you more than 2 sets, just stop at however many reps you got done in 2 sets, move on to the next exercise. Make sense? So first exercise should be a little bit longer of a chipper, or a little bit longer, and then the last one too. We start with 2 times the number of the Curtis P's that you were doing, and then it's always kind of sandwiched with double unders. I'm not going to be doing this, so I will just kind of guide you along. So don't worry about looking at the screen if you forget what movements are coming up. But with that said, ready yourself up. Grab your weights. So these Curtis P's are going to take you a decent amount of time. Just a heads up on that, baby. 2 times the number, 2 times the number. Starting out trying to do this just as quickly as you can. Going to put a 12-minute time cap on this baby. But going to start you off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Take your time on these. Don't worry about speed with this one. This is where you should just take these consistently and steady. Control yourself. If you need to rest, maybe rest them up with the up on the shoulders, down by the side. But those forearms and that grip will get a little bit of a rest each time. The tough thing with these Curtis P's, a lot of time if we're doing the cleans from the ground, you can use a lot of momentum each time, but these movements really kind of stop that momentum dead in its track with each movement. This is going to take you probably more than a minute, maybe even a minute and a half, minute 40, I think is what it took me. So don't worry, just take your time, stick consistent with them. You're doing double unders after this, and then you move to those rows and push-ups. The rows and push-ups are each their own little number. So you do 20 rows, 20 push-ups, then you go do double unders. Doing a great job sticking strong with this one. We're at 1 minute right here, 1 minute right here. Like I said, your key is to try to crank through those double unders, especially if you're good at them. Even if you're not, just try to crank through them. Hit those quick little hip taps, 20 double unders, and then you're into the rows and push-ups. Good, Peggy. Good work, good work, good work. Keep at them, Steve. Keep at them. Almost done with these babies. You got 20 rows, 20 push-ups, Peggy. 20 rows, 20 push-ups. So finish the rows, finish the push-ups, and then it's back to double unders, and then you got one more set of each. Good work, good work. After you finish that first round of double unders, you're doing 20 rows, 20 push-ups. Remember, we won't want to do these in fewer than 2 sets, not fewer, 2 or fewer sets. So if you start to get to the point where you're having to do 6 reps at a time or 4 reps at a time, just stop right there. Maybe change up how you're doing them. Want to try to do them pretty quickly too. Big key on those bent over rows. Core is nice and tight. Back's nice and straight for me too. We don't want to reach and lunge down towards that ground. I want you steady, steady positioning that whole time. After you finish the first 20 rows, 20 push-ups, 20 more double unders, and then you got one more set of those. So Peggy, when you finish those, back to rows, back to push-ups. So we got 40 total of each, 40 total of each. Kenna, it looks like you could do about 400 reps of those with whatever you have right there. Strong push-ups though, strong push-ups. Good work, good work, good work. That's what's so tricky when we get into workouts like this. Some people have all they have is a 75-pound dumbbell, and some people all they have is like a 20-pound dumbbell. Remember, you're always going back to 20 double unders in between exercises. So you have 2 sets of those rows and push-ups, 2 of those rows and push-ups. Doing a great job, y'all. Keep fighting, keep fighting. Your goal, like I said, is to try to really crank through these movements. And then once you get to those straight leg deadlifts, that's going to be a lot on those glutes and hamstrings. They're going to be tired. Once you get to those end thrusters, it's going to be tough, but we want to make them as big of sets as possible. Peggy, you got double unders, and then you're moving into the straight leg deadlifts. Keep them cranking, guys. Keep them cranking. Core is strong. Steve, your son's doing some solid sprints around you too. Impressive work. If you want to add some wind sprints in, you can feel free to add some wind sprints in yourself. Keeping strong with him, y'all. Keeping strong with him. You know, those 20 push-ups can get to be a lot, but try to fight through them. Fight through them as much as you can. So straight leg deadlifts coming up after that second round of the push-ups and double unders. Trying to keep that back as straight as possible, straight as possible. Steve, don't worry so much about range of motion. Stop a little bit higher up. Just hinge at the hips. Squeeze those glutes forward. Squeeze those glutes forward. We're up at 4.5 minutes, 4.5 minutes. Keep at them, Peggy, keep at them. When you get to those straight leg deadlifts, I want you to try to do them in as few sets as possible once again. So if you have a little heavier weight, still really try to fight it. Maybe do a set of 12 and 8. Trying to activate those hamstrings and glutes. Finish the straight leg deads into double unders one more time with double unders. I don't know where you were checking, Darylyn, but I'll just assume that you got all the exercises you needed and you know what's up next. It looks like everybody's doing push-ups right now too, because a lot of y'all are out of frame. Those thrusters are going to get tough. Those thrusters are going to get tough, but like I said, really try to do them in as few sets as possible. And even too, Kenna, since you got something a little bit lighter, try to crank them out 20 plus at a time. I think I did mine in 3 sets and it was pretty challenging. We really want to try to get a nice deep squat. Good work, Peggy. Good work, good work, good work. Keep them coming, keep them coming. You finish those straight leg deads, boom, crank out one last set of the double unders, and then you move into those thrusters. Guys are getting close towards that end, close towards that end. We're coming up on 6 minutes right here. Keep at them, Noah, keep at them. Biggest key on those straight leg deadlifts, I don't care about a huge range of motion. I just want you to sit that butt back as far as possible, drive through those glutes every time. Driving through those glutes. We really want to try to turn them on, make those squats and those thrusters even a little bit tougher. Stick strong, Peggy, stick strong. Chest up tall, tall, tall. Same thing, Ken. I know you can crank out a lot of those thrusters, but it's going to get rough once you get past that probably 15, 20 marker. Chest up tall. Nice big hug too. If you got something that's weird, strong grip on that thruster, press them up. Use those legs to help throw them on upward. Push-ups, if you're hitting those still, just adjust those if you need to. But otherwise, it looks like everybody's kind of moved on to those straight leg deads or those thrusters too. If you know and you get to the point right out of the gate where those thrusters, you can only maybe hit 4 or 5 at a time, drop the reps down. Feel free to crank them on down to something that's a little bit more manageable once again to maybe do in about 3 rounds. So for the thrusters, we want to do something that's maybe 3 rounds or fewer. Peggy's been cranking these babies for a while. I like it. Keep at them. Keep at them. Oh, she's back to a set of Curtis P's too? Peggy, once you finish the thrusters, you're all done. Yes, so get all the way to the down and then boom, you're good. I was wondering, I just kind of kept seeing you pressing, like lunging, and I was like, where is she? Okay, she's doing some Curtis P's back again now. Yeah, once you guys finish those thrusters, you're done. 40's enough of that. 40's plenty. Ben, keep it at your chest as much as you can. Don't let it get all the way down. You just want to hold it right here, squat down, and then press it back up. So if you got something that's weird on those thrusters, hold it at the chest, and then squat. Yep, right from there. Boom, better. Keep at them, y'all. We're at about 8.5 minutes here, too. Looks like everybody's closing in on finishing up. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. If you're at like 18 thrusters, try to push past that halfway marker. Try to get to maybe 20, 22. So that second set, you can crank them out in 2 sets even. Take a little bit of longer time in between sets if you need to too. But fight, fight, fight as much as you can. Chest is still up tall, still up tall. So Ren, I think you just got to finish with the thrusters. Chest up here, boom. Press that baby up above that head. Don't worry about doing all 40 of those thrusters in a row either. 40 is a heck of a lot to do. Break them up in 2 or 3 sets. But like I said, you're just trying to do those in as few sets as possible. Fight at them, fight at them. Core is still strong too. Don't let yourself fall forward. with that weight. We got 9 minutes in, 12-minute cap on this baby. Think everybody's going to finish up. Good work, good work, good work. Kind of how heavy would you reckon your bag is? I feel like you need something that's heavier.
It's like 18 pounds.
Okay, that's not bad, but yeah, you definitely still need something that's a little bit heavier.
Yeah, I think so.
You guys are still working, stick with them. You got about 2 minutes to finish on up. 2 minutes to finish on up. Same thing. If you crank through in that 40 right out of the gate, you did a set of 5 or 6, drop them down to maybe 30. Drop them on down to maybe 30. Good work, Ren. Stick at them. Stick at them. Anybody do all those thrusters unbroken? 40 of them. Straight through. Pop them in the chat if you did. Otherwise, 2 sets or less is really impressive regardless of what the weight is. Even 40 squats, 40 body weight squats is still pretty solid. Noah, how many sets did it take you to do? 2. 2, 3. Oh, those fingers are coming. 4, 5, 6 maybe. Second hand's coming in this time too.
2, and then with the Curtis P, I moved it to overhead squats or overhead lunges too.
Oh, nice.
With 2 40s.
Okay, yeah, that's a doozy. That's a doozy. Keep strong, Ren. Keep strong. Strong little squat down. Use those legs to help drive that weight on up. You got 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Trying to push through all 40 of those babies. Toughest exercise of that, was that the second or the last set of the thrusters?
I think the thrusters kicked my ass.
I would say they beat me up pretty well too.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's a lightweight. That's fine. And then I was like, wow, okay, 30, 40. Yeah, that was intense.
I think when you think too, you go, okay, I was doing these one-armed before, and now I got both arms. I can just fly through these babies. After about 10, you're kind of like, this is a little rougher than I thought. Nice grind, Ren. Was that 40? There you go. Nice finish. Good finish on up. Made him under the time cap. Good work. Good work. Good work. Catch your breath, y'all, a little bitsy. We'll get you on out of here right pretty much now. Quick little note too. Great work today, everybody. I'll always take feedback on the workouts at any point. I know that second one got a little bit messy with all those 20s and kind of random exercises all in, but it looks like you guys did well with it too. Plan for this is we'll do it at the same 3 o'clock time for the next 2 weeks. So through our week 9 and week 10 of the Oregon schedule. And then over summer, our initial plan is to probably do noon classes all the way across the board. Since people are going to be kind of leaving for town or leaving out of town. So anything like that. So we'd probably be doing an F45 class Monday, Wednesday at noon, CrossFit a little bit more on Friday at noon, and then yoga Tuesday, Thursday at noon too. But we'll always take suggestions too. If you have anything, we'll take them, like I said. Otherwise, if anybody's doing anything fun for Memorial Day weekend, go out and enjoy it. I think the weather's supposed to be nice at least somewhere. But if not, still just enjoy your time inside and have a fantastic weekend, y'all. Good work. Good work. That was a lot of thrusters to do to finish up. Props to y'all.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Good work. Adios, everybody.
Thanks, Andy.